All right, what's up, traders? I got a very exciting new series for you guys that I think you guys will really enjoy and kind of show you the power of, I suppose, some sort of professional mentoring. This new series is going to be called something along the lines of Zero to Hero, training a new trader to be profitable or consistent within 1 month. So I'm going to be given 1 month. We're going to teach somebody basically not really knowing much about day trading environment into becoming an actually consistent profitable trader, that they're going to be confident in entering their trades. So this particular trader is a mod of mine that he does actually have pretty good experience. So he's not a brand new trader, and it would be a lot more work. It would be kind of unrealistic to bring on a brand new person that knows nothing about Forex and make them profitable within 1 month. I think that's a little bit of a stretch. But this trader, he already can somewhat swing trade. He knows how to kind of the markets move. He's not confident in these day trading strategies, and he's not really able to profitably trade at this point. So we're going to take him from that point where he knows a good chunk of knowledge already, and we're just going to basically reform that into a way that he can actually know what he's doing and make money on a consistent weekly basis, similar to what I'm doing now. Hopefully the results speak for themselves. Let's jump into it. Now, the reason I chose this trader is twofold. One, because he's actually a mod for me, and I do want my mods to be very well educated, and I do want to give them nice little perks so that they can actually help out the Discord even more, and they can make money on their own. And the second is that he does already know a little bit of the foundation, so it's not going to be a huge stretch in order to make him profitable within 1 month. So the way that this is going to work is he's basically going to show me how he's trading now, show you guys how he's trading now. We're going to show a couple screenshots. I'll put them up here in a second of how he has not been doing so well. And then by the end of it, by each week, I'm going to show kind of his process, what he's thinking about the market, kind of a couple trades he's taking, and then hopefully by the end of it, he's comfortable and he knows what he's doing, and then we'll show hopefully a little bit of profit at the end of the month.
Hi, I'm Brad, and I'm a mod on Hunter's Discord.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, Bradley is a somewhat recent trader that I think you said you've been doing this for a few months now, right?
Yeah, about 4 months properly.
Okay, 4 months, and you've seen some decent growth in more of the longer term swing of things, but you know, you're really looking to get into this much more full time. You're working a job right now, right?
Yeah, currently.
Okay, what do you do?
Finance administration.
Okay, so quite similar. You got lots of free time here. We can probably get you going into something good. Yeah, so if you could just give us a brief background of how you got into trading and you know, kind of your experiences so far.
So I got into trading probably I first found out about Forex about 2 years ago. I've always been interested in trading. I'd say 2 years ago, tried it, blew maybe 2 or 3 accounts, and then kind of gave it up, picked it up again about 4 months ago, and yeah, trying to get more into the funded side of it as well, which is why I'm trying to focus more on the day trading now as well.
Yeah, sure. So you were actually talking to some of the members about how you're getting into the blue effects and you're experimenting with them, right? So if you want to just give a brief overview of what that is and why you want to get funded by them, or why you want to, you know, you already are funded, but why you want to become better so that you can trade with them. So
Blue FX is probably one of the easier funded things to get into because it's just a monthly fee, and it's 50-50 split, low leverage, but it seems like quite a good investment to get your own capital up rather than focusing on just trading with someone else's money. And obviously it focuses a lot more on your risk management and day trading as well.
Okay, awesome. So that's really going to help with the day trading side of things. Okay, so if we kind of talk about your current trading self then, what would be kind of the biggest problem that you're facing right now in terms of trading?
Day trading's probably the thing I struggle with is. I mean, it's probably just the general kind of like I don't have as much knowledge in day trading, like patterns or anything like that, or a lot of my day trades I kind of get faked out or something. Maybe it's like, I'm not letting the trade, or I'm getting in too early, or just not noticing, what I should be noticing.
Gotcha. Okay, so just a little bit of, unconfidence with the day trading side of things. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And if you could go into, let's say, like a strategy that you're kind of trying right now, or a strategy that you've tried in the past that seemed to work, could you just give a little overview of what that was?
I mean, obviously I've tried indicators and stuff. Most of them don't really work out long term. I'd say one day trading strategy I tried a lot was like moving averages crossing over, and again, when you're doing that and you're just trusting something, it's never really going to work out long term. You get a lot of fake outs and stuff like that on those kind of strategies. And I've also tried the London breakout strategy and things like that, but again, it doesn't really take into the bigger picture when you just do things like that.
Okay, cool. So if you could recollect on just one trade that you recently took, maybe in this past week or something, could you give a brief explanation of what you saw that made you enter?
Ooh, okay. So one trade that went quite badly for me this week was on pound Kiwi. I saw it coming up to the top of a channel and expected it to come back down. I entered it well too early and it broke through the channel and then came back into the channel later on after it had already hit my stops.
Okay, so you kind of got wicked out on that one, eh?
Not even wicked out. I just entered well too early on it, and then pound was quite strong that day, and then a few hours later it's back in the channel, and I clearly just didn't let it actually test it properly.
Gotcha. So how about like a successful trade? Could we give you an example of something that you actually made profit on this week?
Yeah, let me try and find something quick. So one successful trade I had this week was on dollar CAD, and I pretty much caught it at the bottom on the 30th, whatever day that was.
Okay, and what made you enter that?
That was Fibonacci trading that made me enter that, and also just looking at Dixie, I believe, for that one, and I think I was also trading against oil for CAD, so that had quite a big swing up, and I caught pretty much most of that move.
Okay, do you think that it was just kind of chance that you got the very bottom?
Yeah, I'd say I got quite lucky with catching it where I did catch it, but that was more of a long-term trade that I saw as well. I wasn't really going for anything day trading wise.
Gotcha. Yeah, for sure. And
it just worked out that quick. That was all.
In terms of like exiting a profitable position, what do you kind of look for to make sure that you know that you're done with the trade?
I mean, depending, like if it's a day trade, I'm more looking to like, however much I'm risking, I'm trying to get like double that risk, or it's more looking for signs of reversals. Maybe there's news coming out or something that's making me, consider exiting the trade just in case it shakes it up and pushes it the other way or anything like that. But it's definitely a problem that I have exiting early. I've noticed that quite a bit.
Yeah. So to me, it doesn't sound like you have like a super specific thing that you look for in terms of exiting. You kind of just go with the flow. Okay, cool. Sounds really good. I think we should look at a chart and then you can maybe explain what you're seeing on the chart and kind of give a brief overview. So hopefully all the viewers can kind of see, a decent level of where you're at now, and then we'll jump into a little bit of education.
Yeah, okay, sounds good.
Cool.
The first thing I normally do is go on 4 hourly, try and find some support and resistance. Doesn't look like I've marked up Aussie level at all, really.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and mark out whatever you think is of importance.
So normally I just try to find something that's had a few points. It looks like, it hasn't really been down to this level too much, but I would probably class this as one there. It's hit it there a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
There. Probably. A lot of this is just noise, so I probably wouldn't even put anything down there as much. Up here, maybe. Probably a bit higher. And then I tend to go down a bit lower to try and find anything that, still like a support resistance, but maybe something that's a bit lower like this.
Yep.
So like for this pair, I'd probably be looking at shorting it.
Yeah, shorting it. So, it's the weekend right now, so that the viewers know kind of what's going on here. So let's assume that this pair opened up on, Monday morning, London time or whatever, and this is what you saw. Where would you want to look for your shorts? You just said that you would want to short this, right?
Yeah. So I'd probably be waiting for it to come down to this level now.
Okay.
To try and get the fall down here, or wait and see if it's going to bounce back up to this one.
Okay. Now that's pretty far for, we're going to be looking at day trading, right?
Oh wait, this is on 1 hour, yeah.
Yeah.
I just realized that.
So most likely that wouldn't hit that level till the end of the week, maybe.
Could be looking at this here, because that seems to have, tested this line a couple times as well.
Okay.
So we could even be looking at, for short term, just between these two parts here.
Yeah, kind of like a range trade then around there?
Yeah, it seems to be quite ranging anyway, and then it's broken up, and it looks like it might even enter back into this range here.
Yeah, so would you place a limit order somewhere right now, or no?
No, I wouldn't be placing anything yet on this.
Probably
I'd
wait.
probably be waiting for it to come and test either here or back up, I guess.
And then let's assume that it came down to that lower one there, where you would look for longs, right? What kind of price action, what kind of things would you have to see in order for you to want to long that?
For me, I'm looking for probably like the wicks here, or maybe we get a candle down and we're seeing an engulfing candle back up. That would, for me, probably be an indication that it's going to start coming back up.
Okay. And
if I'm seeing it close a lot of the times, a lot higher up than it's wicking down, I tend to probably jump in a bit too early on them.
Okay.
So if we looked at here, this could have looked like a good long, and then it's come back down, or this could have looked good.
Okay.
So maybe I'm reading a bit too much into the wicks and the candles.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, right off the bat, it kind of seems like you have, as it kind of sounds mean, but like a narrow point of view in what's going to be happening in the market here. You're basically just looking for some sort of simple reaction off of a level, and then you would want to enter. I'm assuming you would just put the stop below the lows, the local lows, right?
Yeah.
If it did react, yeah. Okay, and that's really a good foundation, and I think once we kind of learn more of the actually theory behind how the market's working, you're going to understand some stuff a lot better, and then you're going to be able to give me a lot more detail in what's going on here, and a lot more things to look for. Because right now I could probably tell you 100 different things that could happen here that I would love to see happen, and then get in on that. So I think that's enough, actually. I think that's really good. Let's jump into kind of some education.
All right.
Yeah, so kind of, basically the change in direction is when we see that we know that there's too many resting orders above, too many short orders for the amount of demand in order to buy it up, right? So we know that when we go back into that area, there's going to be a lot of resting orders above.
Yeah,
right?
okay. I get what you mean by that, yeah.
So when we look at a chart like this, we're basically looking for those two things. One, the first thing is the trend, right? And the second thing we need to find is where they're going to be resting orders, because then we know where the trend is actually going to change, right?
Yeah, okay, yeah. I get that.
So this is kind of the basis behind why supply and demand works, right? Because we know that when it has a fair value gap like that and it dumps down, we know that there was a lot of people left behind, and we know logically that there's still going to be resting orders there.
Yeah.
And then also we know that there's going to be resting orders above here because, first of all, there's that fair value gap. Second of all, people have stops there, right? Because anyone who is profitable here is going to put their stops here, right?
Yeah.
And third of all, that was originally the place that changed trends. So these big guys, these big banks, they left their orders resting there. So we know that there's still going to be some weight to that selling action, right? Okay, so we've just gone through quite a bit of information here for you to take in. So what we're going to do going into this next week is I'll probably get you to test out a little bit of what I've basically just explained, all the different logic and how we're going to be day trading on a day-to-day basis. And then if you can send me kind of some screenshots of how things are going, and by next weekend we'll just jump in again and we'll do an overview of maybe some of the trades and how you're seeing the charts at this point. And hopefully you're going to be able to tell me a little bit more of what you're seeing on next weekend, okay?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, awesome, man. I'll talk to you later.
Alright, no worries.